The Force of Nature has to be the most fun primary unlockable weapon for Scout. Now I know what you might be thinking, alright? You might be thinking like, oh, but is it as good as stock? And to that, I say, no. Now the reason for this is because unlike the normal scattergun, you only have 2 bullets. However, these 2 bullets shoot 50% faster and have 20% more pellets per shot. Now if you're like me, this probably means you're going to whiff your first shot and then hit your second shot. There is a 10% damage penalty to the Force of Nature, which means that in reality, that 20% extra bullets per shot is going to equal only about 10% more damage. This means the Force of Nature does 113 damage, while the Scattergun does 103. Do not underestimate the power of the Force of Nature. The greatest upside and downside of the Force of Nature is the knockback. That's right, the Force of Nature lets you do triple air jumps. And now, a short compilation of some of the spots that you can get into with the Force of Nature.
Incoming! Yeah, dance it, dance it! Incoming!
The large knockback also applies to your opponents, so a lot of the times you'll just end up sending them halfway across the map. Scout is a very hit and run oriented class, and the Force of Nature makes you even more hit and run oriented. You can use the knockback from the Force of Nature to send someone into a wall to line up your second shot. You can also use the knockback to go for funny environmental kills. Got him! Let's have a short talk about secondaries. First, I'd recommend any of the 3 pistols due to their reliable sources of damage, which is very helpful since you only have 2 bullets. The pistol is the best for damage, the winger is the best for mobility, and the pretty waist pocket pistol is good for healing small bits of health. If I had to recommend any of these 3 pistols, I'd have to recommend the winger because it makes your already disgusting mobility even higher. With the winger, there's basically no spots that you can't get to on the map. Overall, I think the Force of Nature is probably Scout's most fun and underrated primary. That's about it. Thank you for watching.